Yellow just walking in the house in my road, gotta make her put it on. She don't like wearing clothes, just left Concord, North Carolina. I was licking on booty in a whole lot of vagina. Eat a boozer with some ice cream, she'll remember you. Ice Cube make it chip, shiver like the way they do.
See me with the crew, I done get some food. I see you looking like you do. Had to make a move, make a move.
What up, y'all? Snake Almighty, aka the global dark-skinned ambassador, with another Rikers Island story. You feel me now? Today, we're gonna talk about the hierarchy, the social ranking system, okay? Which is very much comparable to medieval times, the feudal system, the pyramid, the social hierarchy pyramid, as far as it goes in Rikers Island, for at least a time where I was there. C-74, it's pretty much still the same now from what I hear. But without further ado, let's get into it, man. Go ahead, click that like button, share this video. Let's get this thing in the algorithm, man. So I'm gonna repeat again. Go ahead, share this video. Click subscribe if you new here. Don't cost you no money. It's a half a millisecond type of thing. You feel me? But without further ado, like I said, let's get to it. And we're gonna go from the bottom of the food chain all the way up to the top of the food chain, okay? And I will also say that every single one of these positions, you're not guaranteed to have to be in this position your entire time on Rikers Island. However, due to some people's misfortune, by sheer will or not having the will to climb, most people end up staying in whatever position they are in within their first couple days being on Rikers Island. You fall into your position pretty quickly, especially if you don't want a foot in your ass. But let's get to it. Starting at the very bottom, the day room nigga. The day room dummy, okay? At the very, very bottom. And if you're not aware of what this person is, maybe this is your first time here. This is the person who gets no respect at all. This is the person who is forced to join into Mandingo fights, what it's really called. If you don't know what Mandingo fights is, go ahead and run a Google search. But Mandingo fights, pretty much being forced to fight against your own will for the entertainment of others. And whether you win or lose, this does not make you get your weight up. And by get your weight up, I mean go higher in the ranking system of the hierarchy to gain some more respect. That's what getting your weight up means. Now, these are the people who, if you are in higher rankings, you are telling these people, yo, listen, shut up. The TV is off. Stop talking before you get slapped. These are the people who, if you are above them in the ranking system, right? If you're at, let's say, the top 2, sometimes 3 in the ranking system, these are the people who you go to because they're day room dummies, and you say, yo, listen, give me a phone call. Oh, you don't want to give me a phone call? Bet. Slap. You gonna give me a phone call now? No? Okay, slap, slap, slap. Do you want to get spanked out of here? Give me a phone call before we kill you in here. Those are the people that do that to them. These are the people who, the day room has to be cleaned every day. It's really supposed to be assigned to specific people during the day. Everybody's supposed to get a turn. But if you are a day room dummy in C-74 Rikers Island, you have to do the cleaning. People get the broom and they say, hey, you, day room nigga, sweep this. Hey, you, day room nigga, mop this. You do it. You do it. And that's basically just how it is. It's a very dehumanizing position. I feel for anybody in this position. And yeah, that's just how it is. Now, like I said, no one has to remain at the very bottom of the social pyramid, because there's this one way to guarantee that you will not have to remain a day room dummy, and that's violence. Violence is always the way to climb. Okay, so in very rare instances, but this one specific instance I seen firsthand was, I don't remember his name because it was over a decade ago. You know how much ecstasy and weed I done smoked? But there's this dude, he was from either Queens or Brooklyn, tall, dark-skinned dude. When I first got to 5 Main, right, because 5 Main was the first crib I ever went in, right? I'm showing resistance, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting jumped, I'm fighting, right? This dude already was there before me. He was already sitting in the back of the Iron Horse, also known as the Dick. Riding the Dick, back of the Iron Horse, right? With it. Giving up phone calls, getting extorted for commissary. By the way, Darren Dummies getting extorted for commissary too, right? Right? So he was already with it, super with it. But what I seen as time was going on was that he started to get chummy with dudes that ran the house, right? He started to get chummy, and all of a sudden you see him just like, he's starting to like play fight with people in the house. And everyone is noticing like, yo, this nigga got hands. He got hands. Now I remember, if you aware of some of my older videos, I'm gonna post one video up as a re-upload, but it's the riot in 5 Main where I caught my one and only knockout. You know, during this fight, this particular dude was putting in so much work against the guys who was trying to revolute against us. He could have joined with the guys that was trying to revolute against us, but he joined with us, and he putting the beats on people like hands crazy. After this riot, they gave him what is going to be the third ranking order, which is they rocking, right? So he was in a rocking spot, no longer sitting in the back, no longer having to shut up when the TV is off. He gets a rocking spot, no longer being extorted. I ends up getting into the fight with the Trinitario dude, and I'm inside the house for maybe a couple more weeks. I end up going to the box. By the time I got out the box, right? I was in there for like 2 months. By the time I got out, this same dude, it was like 2-3 regime changes, right? So the main dudes who ran the crib for a long time, one ended up going upstate, one ended up going to the box too, right? For a significant amount of time. The dude who started at the very bottom, he ends up getting a team spot and then being one of the people who ran the whole entire house. He was known for having hands and beating up people who felt like they wanted to challenge him because he used to be their room. That's one of the rare circumstances. That's probably the only time I've seen somebody come in, be super duper with the program, getting extorted, slapped up, all of that, from sheer just fear of being hurt to growing, really getting his weight up and end up running the whole shebang-a-bang. That's the only time I've seen that. Other times, I've seen people get as far as the team spot or rocking. Team spot or rocking, but we're going to continue. So moving up in the ranking, right? The one step above Dayroom Dummy, right, is the pop-off dummy. The pop-off dummy, right? The crash dummy. Now, this is a person who either they was originally Dayroom and they decide they want to get their weight up, so they become crash dummies. They allow themselves to get sent on missions to pop on people, to pack people up out the crib. These are people who, they potential climbers, but they don't have no respect because they become too thirsty. And a lot of these dudes is like, okay, I don't want to get picked on, so I want to be blood. Or I want to be whatever gang is ruling at the specific type of time. You know what I'm saying? So they end up just getting sent on mad missions. It usually don't get too far because they end up going to the box before they can even climb up to the next rank. You know what I'm saying? But there are situations where these people, they do end up commanding some type of respect. But the thing about that is, these people end up commanding some type of respect, and all they do is they continue the process of having people under them that do the same thing they used to do, right? But that's the next social ranking. One social ranking up from that, right, is they rocking. Now, the thing about they rocking is that it's not, you're not always rocking because of how tough you are. Sometimes you come in and you rocking because the people who run the crib, they vouch for you. Maybe they know you from the town. And this makes your foundation shaky. So these are people who, if you come in and you rocking because somebody know you and you wasn't really putting in no work, you didn't really fight to get your spot, then as soon as that regime change and different people run the crib, you will immediately get challenged, either to a fight, or you'll wake up on cereal on muffin day and it won't be no Frosties or no muffins underneath your cell, getting slid under your cell. And then at that point, you have already been challenged. So either you gonna go out there and say, yo, why I ain't get my cereal, who wanna fight? I'm not pussy. Or you just gonna not say nothing. And then that's when the drama will continue. And eventually you're gonna be told, yo, listen, go sit in the back. Or eventually you'll be asked for a phone call. And at that point, you are viewed as a day room nigga. That's how that situation goes. But other times you rocking and you'll come in and you'll be like, yo, listen, I don't want to be on the team. I don't need to run the crib, and I don't want to have to join no gang. I just want to do my time, and I don't want nobody to violate me. I don't want nobody to try to violate me, but I'm not pussy. Who want to fight? So if they respect your shit enough to allow you to have a fight, you win, you good. You don't have to sit in the back. You won't get extorted. It all depends on the situation, you know? It all depends on the situation. But moving up to the second to last, but the second highest, the team. The team. Now, the team is like, if you go into medieval times, right? You got the king. You got the king or the queen, right? And then after them, you have the noble, the nobility, but you can forget that because those are like advisors and stuff like that, people who don't like put no work in. But after them, you have like the knights, the army, stuff like that. These are the team. These are mostly always gang members, the closest friends of the one or two, rare occasions, 3 people who run the house. These are the people who, they do everything together. They eat together. They on the same team when you go play basketball half the time. They the ones sharing their drugs with each other. All that type of stuff. However, they are ranking under the people who run the crib for the simple fact in most situations that they can't beat them in a fight. They can't whoop them. That's really the main. They can't whoop them. Or there's like a gang status thing where he immediately comes in, he's a higher ranking gang member. So they kind of say, hey, if this person's a high ranking gang member, you can't really challenge that. You have to give them, you know what I mean, a seat at the head of the table. Hold on, loud ass ambulance. You have to give them a seat at the head of the table, or else you may offend some gang members somewhere else up north that you're going to end up one day. You feel me? And you might not want to get yourself into that, because if it's a situation, they will find you. They will do something bad to you, either your face, your body, or your booty in the worst case scenarios if you go to a max and you have to serve a whole lot of time. That's how that goes. Now, me personally, right? I went back and forth from rocking either because somebody know me, in which once that regime changed, I had to fight, or I ended up getting jumped out the crib, right? Or I was on the team, but the thing about the team is that I tried that 2-3 times, probably only twice. But here's the thing, when you neutral and you on the team, somebody new every day is coming in that's in a gang. And then when it's like, yo, you got to fight somebody to be on the team because they want to be on the team too, and you the only neutral, they coming in, they looking at you like, why y'all got this 550 here? I want to fight him. And here's the thing, you got better hands than a gang member. But now But now you run the risk of it not being a fair fight. And it's almost never a fair fight when you're talking about gang members and somebody who's not in the gang. Now, the way the situation is now is like if I was 16, 17, 18 and I was going to the Ford building now with a real big, even bigger name, because Cortland had a big name back then, but with an even bigger name that Cortland has now and how big GFC/OGs is, you go in now and it's like immediately I would have to be on the team or it would just look crazy. You know what I'm saying? But either way, it takes pain and violence. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to get punched in my face. I had to get punched in my face just to be in a situation where I wouldn't have to get punched in my face more than the people that's under me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the one time where I would kind of say I was running the crib, but then I wasn't was when Cortland had Martha Low, when it was me, T-Roy, L, Boogie, Drewski. You know, it was just too many of us. It was too many of us to say that any one or two people ran the mall, you know what I'm saying? Plus, we was lit with like another like 2 to 5 Harlem dudes and like an extra like 2 Bronx dudes, you know what I'm saying? It was like 12 of us sitting at the table, eating together. It kind of was like, it was us and everybody else was just day room. It was no in between. It was us, everybody else was day room. Like that was a weird situation, you know, like it's complicated, you know what I mean? It's complicated, you know, but my main thing is just like, I'm in here, you can't extort me, y'all gonna have to jump me, you're gonna have to kick my ass because you're not taking nothing from me. My mother works at Con Edison, she works hard for her money, she giving me all this bread for my commissary, just for you to take it, not having it. Break my ass, hey yo, pause. Break my jaw, kick my ass, do what you gotta do. I get out of here and go through the same thing. Somebody gonna like me. Somebody gonna say, all right, cool, man, leave him alone. Other than that, y'all just gonna have to spank me till I end up in PC or something, man. Involuntary PC. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think of this video, man. Like, share, comment, subscribe, peace.